something nice about going.
Good morning, everybody. What is up? So, it's just after 7:30. Been up since about 7:15. Got Reel's packed lunch ready. Got my list ready. Always do a list when you're meal prepping. You'll never forget anything. It's exactly what I was talking about when I was talking about the food shop, or whenever I talk about the food shop. We always have a list, an organised list. That would be for another video after we had technical issues. So whenever we do the food shop, we always have a list so that we don't go off or don't just go to the shop and just buy random shit we don't want, shit we're not going to eat, or shit that isn't really good for us. So the meal prep list is very important. If you're somebody who feels like you're struggling with your eating, or just wants to eat a little bit better, wants to eat a little bit less shit, plan it. Planning is the biggest thing for me, I think, where people fall, or lack of planning is where people fall down the most. It's what causes them to go off track. They haven't got things mapped out, planned out for the day, for the week, whatever, and then when something happens, they just come off plan. Eating goes to shit. Oh, I just feel like snacking. If you are calculating your food throughout the week and incorporating a few snacks along the way, happy days. If you're a snacker and that works for you, then sweet. So the meal is food in the brain. The plan is food is on, first meal is on. We're going to go and try and get Reel out of bed, and then we'll do the school run, come back, get some cooking done, meal prep, and then we've got some check-ins and stuff like I mentioned last night. So yeah, I'll try and go through as much of the food as I can, what I do, the way I do it. We've got a nice little beef mince and gnocchi meal in there, so yeah, I'll show you that. And then we have legs tonight, so we might get some legs in. We'll see how busy the gym is. And yeah, we'll take it from there, we'll just see what happens. So I'm going to finish my coffee, finish watching TM Cycles with my meal, and get Reel up and he can enjoy the show too.
But you know what you're here for. Close your eyes, lay yourself beside me. Hold tight for this ride. We don't need no protection. Open your hand, take a glass. Don't be scared, I'm right here. Even though you don't know, trust me, girl. You wanna be high for this. Take it off. You want it all, 'cause I know what you're feeling. It's okay, girl, I feel it too. Let it be, baby, breathe. I swear.
Meal prep Monday and go. First things first, what we're going to do is we are going to get the things that need to cook the longest on first. So this, none of this by the way is going to be fancy or technical or overcomplicated or anything like that. It's all very straightforward stuff, and the majority of it is going to go in the oven. Cook it in the oven, take it out, tub it up. Okay? I'm doing enough for 4 days with most foods. Stuff like vegetables, green veg at least, will be cooked the night before. So I'll do my vegetables for Tuesday and Wednesday work, and then any green veg that I'm having on Thursday, Friday, I'll cook Tuesday night. So, rice and potatoes first. Anybody seen the scale? Now, as well, the measurements that I'm doing here are specific to me and my calories and macros. So if you see something and you go, Ross has had that much, so I need to have that much. That isn't the case. Everybody's got their own specific nutritional needs. If you don't track the calories, then fuck it, just wing as much in as you can and smash it. However, I don't actually advise that. You need to show some restraint and health. So I'm having 2 portions of 350 grams with 700 grams of potatoes. I saw somebody put on their story on Instagram, if you could eat one food for the rest of your life with no condiments, you couldn't add anything to it, what you having? And I'm still in turmoil about that to this day, but I like potatoes because you can do loads of stuff with tatties, can't you? If anybody's got any better ideas of potatoes, drop them in the comments. However, I did see somebody say that they would have ham and pineapple pizza because there's fruit and carbs and all that shit in it. I still don't think if it was the only food I could eat, I would ever put pineapple on a pizza. Right, so 700 grams of potatoes. I'm just going to chop them up.
Put your loving hand out, baby. I'm begging. Begging, begging you. Put your loving hand out, baby. Begging, begging you. Put your loving hand out, darling. Riding high when I was king. Played it hard and fast 'cause I had everything. Walked away, wondering, but easy coming, easy.
Cold water and your potatoes and a healthy portion of salt. Salt makes everything better. Salt in your potatoes is essential. So next we're going to get the rice on and everything that needs to be cooked out while I'm talking can be cooked. So I've got 3 days where I'm having rice. It's 70 grams a portion, so we're going to have 210 grams of rice. Yeah, that's right. I am terrible at maths. Now, another thing that I do when I'm cooking rice, because I love food so much and I'm not even willing to give up 3 grains of rice, is I always put a little bit extra in the pan, because when you drain it, there'll always be some left in the sieve or some stuck to the side of the pan that you can't get off. That's my rice for me. So I will make sure that I've got a couple extra grams, just 2 grams in the pan. Also, when we do rice, we always wash it with cold water. In a sieve. Wash off all the starch. And I add the cold water in my rice. We're cooking it. There we go on the stove. Black up high heat, bring it up to the boil, we're just down a little bit. Now, when you're cooking your rice at the start, this is where you can add in things like seasonings, aromats and stuff like that. So if you wanted to add in stuff like cumin, turmeric, garlic, chilli, that sort of stuff, this is when I would do it. Obviously, we need to have salt. And then I always add in garlic to mine because, well, garlic goes in everything. And some chilli. Just a little bit. We just stir that through the pork. So I'm not going to chop these tomatoes up. Nor do I track my vegetable intake, so not really arsed about weighing them out or anything like that. Sweet, and then with the courgette, and just cut it up into bits, chunks, whatever. Like I always post about, if I'm talking about food choices and stuff on Instagram, more colour the better. We want to get more vitamins and nutrients and all that goodness in from different colours of vegetables. And because we're going to roast this stuff in the oven with the potatoes are going to need a little bit longer, so the bigger the chunks of veg, less likely they are to shrivel up while they're in there. However, cough that hairy bit. And we'll have some nice chunky bit of onion. Definitely need a bigger tray. Stuff like that, stuff that you can just put in the oven is ideal for meal prep. You don't want to be taking each dish cooking like loads of different things on the stove top, trying to remember everything and things like meal prep. We want to make it as easy as we can. And what we'll do is we'll just add the sausages to it once the potatoes are cooked a little bit, just so we're not drying the sausages out and burning them. Also, this is lazy, and if any of my head chefs are watching this, I apologise. Any of my old head chefs would kick my ass for this. However, we're using the very lazy chopped garlic, because who's got time to chop garlic? Plenty of colours, plenty of flavour. What we're going to do for that is add some Italian herbs, Italian herb. Oh, that's good. And then once the potatoes are cooked, parboiled, we will chuck them into, roast it in the oven. The oven temperature, I always just stick it at like 200 degrees, no matter what I'm cooking, which is also terrible, but 3 portions of chicken that I'm going to bake in the oven, and then we're going to make a peanut satay stir fry for the 4th day, which is exciting. I've already had somebody asking about the recipe for satay sauce. So the easiest way that I've found to, obviously unless you're having the same amount of chicken each day, you don't really need to partition it up in a tray. However, because I'm having a couple of days that are different weights, what I do is I just divide the tray up. So this will be Tuesday's chicken, Thursday's chicken, Friday's chicken. Again, if you are just meal prepping, so you've got food for work and you're not putting calories and stuff like that, you don't need to worry about partitioning this. There is another way you can do it for equal portions. I'm going to show you with the rice once that's cooked. So you got a tray, dip it up. These from Tesco, £1 a pop, but probably the best seasonings I've ever used. So good, so good. 2 portions of 165, which is 330. Do that, obviously. So, another thing I recommend to do your chicken, scissors. So much easier half an hour with a knife. Again, kind of chefs that watch this, I'm sorry. This is, if I'd done this in the kitchen, I would be worse. That's what I'm going to put some Chinese seasoning in it. Shake that over. Mix it up. This is, like I said, this is simple, straightforward. And we just put that into our tray. Go. Keep that step for however many portions of chicken you're making up.
So anytime I need you, let me know. Anytime I reach you, get me low. Anytime I seek you, let me know. But I planted a seed, just let me grow. I'm on my knees while I'm begging, cause I don't wanna lose you. I got my arms so spread, I hope that my heart gets fed. Matter of fact, girl, I'm begging. Why we got good shit, don't embrace it? Why the feel for the need to replace me? You're on the runway track from the good. I only painted a picture, telling where we could be at. Like a heart in a dash where it should. You done gave it away, you had it till you took your pick. But I keep walking on, keep open doors, keep open forward. That the call is yours, keep those on hold. Cause I don't wanna live in a broken home, girl, I'm begging.
blended everything up. 3 different flavours of them, without having to use sauces or elaborate flavourings or anything like that. So, all we do now is this just goes in the oven. We just bake it and that's it. We add a little bit of salt. We don't add the salt before it's ready to go in the oven because what happens is it dries it out. If you think about anything where you are curing meats or preserving meats or anything like that, salt goes in and it dries it out. Obviously we don't want dry chicken because that is possibly one of the worst things ever. So we just add a little bit of salt over. Straight in the oven. What we're going to do is we're going to get the satay sauce ready. For the satay stir fry, the base of any satay sauce is obviously peanut butter. Buy the peanut butter that has no palm oil in it, look after the planet. Polar smooth peanut butter is good, or Meridian stuff. So, fit in with my calories. I'm having 15 grams of peanut butter. Fucking love peanut butter. Okay, so peanut butter. A little bit of chili flakes just for a little bit of kick. These are all flavours that I would usually add to a stir fry, so I just add them to my satay sauce and that adds a lot of flavour in. A little bit of turmeric, just a little bit because it's quite strong. For those that don't weigh any of this stuff out, if you want to weigh it out, feel free, but I just kind of wing it and then next time I make it, if there's too much of something in, we just add a little bit of this. Garlic, because garlic goes in everything. A little bit of curry powder, I just use mild stuff because we're adding chilies in it anyway. Don't want anything too mental. And then it asks for like brown sugar or you can add honey. We just use the skinny syrup, 0 calorie golden syrup. Just a little bit, you don't want it too sweet. And then we add in some soy sauce just to counterbalance the sweetness. So, what we do is we mix this up and then we add a little bit of water, just a little bit of warm water. What you can do if you've got calories available, what I would do is I would add in some coconut oil, or I would cook my chicken in coconut oil. Just what a treat. So that's quite thick, so we just add in a little bit of water. Not that warm water, just let it down. And stir it. So it's not very appealing. It's not very appealing looking. However, I can assure you it's very tasty. And obviously, if you've got more fats available to you in your diet, if you're not tracking things like that, you can just add more peanut butter, add more soy sauce, add in some brown sugar, coconut oil, things like that, like I mentioned. What I'm going to add in is some sesame seeds. A little bit, a few sesame seeds, a little bit extra flavour. Okay, now we have the sauce ready. What we're going to drain the potatoes off. Get as much water out. And then what you want to do is, because there's a lot of moisture in there, we want them to roast and go really crispy, we need them to be dry. So, I've just turned the heat off and put them back on. I then have 10 mils of oil per portion. So, $20 of oil in total, so there's 15 in there, and then we're going to put 5 mils of vegetables. You just want to, like I say, dry those potatoes out a little bit. And while we're at it, we can drain the rice off. 3 portions of rice. Get all that rice out of there, don't let the pan keep it. I fucking love food. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to let the rice cool a little bit, let all water, or as much water out of it, come out of it as we can, and I'll show you how we go about divvying it up. So, potatoes nice and dry. Smell the olive oil now that the olive oil's in there. We've got our pre-seasoned vegetables. We're just going to lay the potatoes over and shake it all about. That's that in. Smells incredible. Smells fantastic. And the oven temperature is nice and high, so like I said, you want to crisp the spuds up. Now, Saturday. Peanut satay with some sesame seeds in. And as you can see, it's really straightforward and really simple. No need to cook anything for the sauce, and you don't even have to cook the chicken in the sauce if you want to cook your chicken or your pork, even your beef stuff, you know, whatever meat you fancy. Just cook it separate, make up enough sauce and pour it over. Works incredibly well. Anybody who uses Quinton knows that Quinton is pain in the butt. Better not use the word I was going to use in case mother wants to. So, Quinton this up, then we're just going to leave it. Chicken will take up all that flavour. However, it's not going to be long before it's in the oven waiting for a space. So when the potatoes have cooked a little bit more, what we'll do is just chop the sausage in, cook that off a little bit. Getting through most. So as I'm going through, I I'm just ticking off things that I've done, working through it like a checklist. It helps me stay a little bit more organised. Check the chicken. Check the chicken. I'll show you. Now, what I've found, don't know why, must be to do with keeping moisture or something, I'm not sure. What I found is once my chicken's cooked, if I foil it over, and just leave it, almost for grace. Keeps the chicken nice and tender, nice and soft. Right, so we're gonna, with the chicken satay, we're just gonna have a stir fry. So it's gonna be noodles, some veggies. You can pick whatever veggies for this that you like, really. Tender broccoli, peppers, sugar snaps, and a baby corn and some mushrooms. This is really straightforward stuff. This. Just chop the veggies up.
Got me up all night. All I'm singing is love songs. She got me up all night. Constant drinking and love songs. She got me up all night. Down and out with these love songs. She got me up all night. Drowning out with these love songs. She got me up all night. Yeah. All I'm singing is love songs. She got me up all night. Yeah. Constant drinking and love songs. She got me up all night. Yeah. Down and out with these love songs. She got me open all night. Got me open all night. Okay, back when I was sleeping in my mama crib, or even back when I was up there in my Muhammad crib, paying $1,700 for the rent, money well spent, no heater, but a nigga made heat, may I vent, had a thing for you, even wrote the song Dreams for you, cause I had dreams for your thoughts of a ring for your childish shit, you know childish shit, anonymous flower scent, you know coward shit, now a nigga signed a hoe, took a power trip, back home, I'm grown now, and the city's my throne now, the same clubs that I used to get tossed out.
Then what we're going to do is literally stir fry it with some noodles. These noodles are really good. They're really dense. There's a lot of food for not a great deal of calories. And again, if you want to add extra flavour to your stir fry, you can add whatever flavours that you want. I would just go for trusty garlic, ginger. Chili and soy. However, I will need a little bit less than usual this time because there's going to be plenty in the satay sauce. The last meal we're going to have today will be the mince, the gnocchi, and parmesan. A little bit of chili con carne sauce, just from the jar. Peppers, and tomatoes, and the veggies here. Just keep it simple. Like I've said time and time before, meal prep doesn't need to take ages with loads of different fancy things cooking on the cooker top. So just keep it nice and simple veg choices. Maybe put some peas through it as well. Easy. 140 grams of mince. Go. I'm going to fry it off with the peppers and tomatoes. veggies stir fried over here. A couple of things only go at once. So all we're going to do is cook this actually in oil. Now I always put my fats up, just oils, fats. Obviously across the week there are different fat sources going in, so we use olive oil, coconut oil, and then stuff like peanut butter, avocado, nuts maybe. And then you've obviously got fats coming from some of the meats that we use, stuff like that. So it's not always direct sources. I track all the macronutrients from different food sources, so not just direct sources, not just whole sources. Let's check the whole dates. Oh, I'm small. So it is really just now a case of cooking things out and leaving things to cook and then covering up. All we have left to do is chuck the chicken sausages into the potatoes, which we'll do in about 15 minutes or so. Cook the chicken satay in the oven, which we'll do when the potato, I can do that now. Yeah, do that now before I go. So all we're going to do then, we're just going to bake it in the oven. We just loosely, very loosely boil it. So. We just fold it over, but we're not parceling it up. It's just it's very loose. There's, you know, we can let it steam out so that the sauce thickens up a little bit, but it doesn't totally dry up and dry away. Into the oven, we'll bake that for about 20-25 minutes. Very good gnocchi. You bring a pan of salted boiling water, salted water to the boil, put your gnocchi in, give it a quick stir, and when the gnocchi rises up to the top, that's it ready. And all we're doing with that is mixing it with some mince that's been cooked in chilli sauce, and some parmesan. Oh, that's naughty, that is naughty. 25 grams of parmesan is quite a lot. So, yeah, people will ask you, how the fuck can you have parmesan? Like I've said before in a few of my videos on Instagram, if the majority of your food sources, the majority of your calories and macros are coming from whole food sources, then you can enjoy things like cheese, oils, things that you maybe wouldn't ordinarily see as clean or healthy, and just include them in. That's that done. So we'll just get the gnocchi coming in, gnocchi in, parmesan in. Oh, so good. And then we're almost ready to just go through how to cover it up, really.
And we are all singing this love song. We are got me up all night. And we are she got me. Well, this has gotta be the longest crush ever. If I ever get to fucking be the longest bus ever.
So that's the gnocchi coming up to the top now, so that means it's ready. chuck the only thing left for me to do now is cook my vegetables for tomorrow, and then we're off to tubbing up. Okay, so tubbing up time. This is the bit that maybe takes the longest. So tomorrow what I've got to eat at work is 80 grams of oats, 150 grams of frozen fruit, the cherries and the raspberries there are the goats, 30 grams of whey, so I'll just take a little bit of whey with me to work, make the paste that I put in at the start of the video. Then we've got 165 grams of chicken that we'll put in here, and the sausage and potato meal. And then when we come home from the gym tomorrow night, train tomorrow? Yeah, it'll be Cocoa Pops and all that good stuff. And then meal 1 in the morning, I'll just cook that fresh. So, what do we do? To start with, we've got 3 portions of rice in here. So if we want to divvy it up equally, we just take the whole cooked amount. Into a bowl, or a tray, or a pan, or whatever. Nice, right. So, and then you get a number that you can't fucking calculate in your head. So, 644 grams. So, I'm going to need a calculator. 644, and you just divide that by 3 or however many days you've prepped for, and we've got 214 there or thereabouts. So you just do that for all your tubs.
Love is a drug like the strongest stuff ever, and fuck it, I'm on one. You feel me? She on a power trip, she got me where she want a nigga. Wifing in the club, man, my homies gon' disown a nigga. Like, give me $20, ass stupid, how you get to college? I'm in your city and I'm wondering if you're home now. Went and found a man, but I'm hoping you alone now. Can't help but feeling like I dropped the ball, cliche. I used to pop up on you at the mall each day. Now typically I kick game like East Bay, but you got a nigga freeze frame yelling please play for Pete's sake.
And then we have our chicken on 2 o'clock. So So tomorrow we have a Chinese chicken.
We pull it together, just fuck up one time and be through it forever. But
Would you believe me if I said I'm in love? Baby, I want you.
And we've got just some asparagus and tender stem broccoli. Just done enough for 2 days, just so it doesn't go sour. Then we'll do Thursdays on Wednesday night. So that's those 2 done. Then what we've got, sausage meal. So you take your sausage meal, two sausage meals. What I'm going to do is I cut each sausage into 3. I'm just going to make sure that each tub has 9 bits of sausage. So what's up? 4, 7, 8, 9.
Want me? Would you believe me if I said I'm in love? Baby, I want you, yeah.
And I'm not going to be so exact with this one. Just give me a case of just divvying that up equally. I was dieting and my calories were a lot more exact, or I had to be a lot more exact with my food, and I would just done 2 separate trays. But because we're on bulk, we'll just divvy it up roughly. So we've got stir fry. This is classic. This dish is one of my favourites now. So here we've got the stir fry that we've cooked with peppers, mushrooms, baby corn and some tender stem broccoli. It's impossible to make the stir fry look pretty, I think, so just hoy it in. Then going on top of that, of course, is the peanut butter satay chicken, which when you cook it almost goes a little bit watery, but then when you leave it, thickens up nicely and you'll be able to coat your noodles with it once you reheat this. Of course, obviously you can just eat it fresh, pour it over and it'll coat the noodles. So there we have stir fry. It honestly unbelievable. It's so good. Gets me excited for rest days. Rest days stir fry day. What's that sauce in? I can't. And then last but not least, we've got the mince. Mince. I know why I was taking the piss out of the way I say mince. Mince. So I'll take that. Here we've got the mince dish. The cheese is all melted, oh my god, that's filth. It's all sort of congealed and the cheese has gone all straight. Oh. So there we have that. That's all the food cooked. And then across the days, I include stuff like bagels, some fruit, stuff like apples, bananas. What else? So, what we don't have here is Wednesday's smoked salmon bagels, apples, and then we've got the meatball dish that I did yesterday that I'm hoping to try and record next weekend if the phone doesn't play silly buggers. So yeah, that's it. Hopefully everybody can sort of see that it doesn't take too long, it doesn't have to be complicated and fancy. It's all very straightforward. Hopefully you all get something out of this. And it'll help a little bit next time we see you. Hopefully, if the gym isn't too busy tonight, it's for leg day. Dying in the gym, doing leg day. So yeah, I think that's about it. If you guys thought it was alright, let me know if there's anything that I need to work on. Of course, I've just started out, so I'm hoping to any feedback. But yeah, hopefully you guys will enjoy that.